Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Twitch channel. I hope you had a good and awesome week, and I better get checking whether we have a good audio or not bad audio for this time around. I hope we have a good audio. Yes, we do. Which is awesome. Awesome, guys. So, alright, today we have something really, I have something really fun, because Capacities surprised every single one of its users with launching the task management. And I have to admit that the task management, the way they incorporated the task management into Capacities, is awesome, because it is like, it doesn't stray, it doesn't feel like foreign for Capacities itself. It feels like it's truly like how it could have been, or in this case how it is, to have task management within Capacities with their other, like, I'm really hard to explain, I'm sorry. It feels like a part of Capacities, it doesn't feel foreign. And a lot of times when something is implemented, it kind of feels foreign, like it's could have been better implemented because it's laggy or something like that. But in this case, the way they integrated capacity, the task management into Capacities, it feels like a Capacity way. Like, yes, of course it is like this. Of course task management would end up looking like this, the way it is. Of course it is incorporated like this. So it feels like a true part of Capacities and not like a foreign object within Capacities that was forced into it just because the community wanted it to. I really like the way they did it. So this is our whole topic today. I might be straying from it, but I hope not. So let's go through what the official announcement said. And I also have to set me a timer because okay, so alright, the official, we'll go through the official one, what they posted for the task management first, and then we'll go and play around with the task management, because it's really fun and I really like it. I saw some comments that were I think they were kind of disappointed or so, but I feel like it's really the way it should be in Capacities, with their love for linking things automatically back and forth. It's really awesome. Alright, so this might come as a surprise, but task management is here. Yes, it was a true surprise. I was so incredibly happy when I saw the email that it is there. You won't believe it. I was like, yes, finally! We spent countless hours in front of whiteboards, drafts, and ideas over the last months to come up with task management the Capacities way, and I have to admit they truly nailed it. It is task management the Capacity way. Over the last few weeks, we secretly worked on it behind the scenes and are super excited to launch it for Capacities Pro and Believer today. I am on the Believer plan. I have been for ever since I started, so for me, I always get all this good stuff first. I also get beta version stuff, but yeah, but in this case I almost get it. And I think Beth said that it will stay on the Pro and Believer plan, the task management. I don't think they will make it available for those that are on the free plan. You can do a lot of workarounds with the free plan too. I can show you what I had set up before that, and that wouldn't completely neglect the task management itself. But then again, I'm not really sure if inquiries are on the pro plan or on the free plan. As I said, I have been on the pro plan for a really, really long time, so I'm not really sure what's possible on the free plan. Maybe I should make an account with the free plan just so that I know what is possible. Probably not. I don't like having too many accounts, but a lot of things are possible on the free account, and you most definitely can find a way to work around it. And the pro is probably, I don't know, the pro isn't as expensive as the believer is. I think it was cheaper, but don't quote me on that. We can check the pricing later on. Okay, introducing contextualized task management. Capacities is all about context and linking, and this, the way they did it with the management, this is the perfect naming for it. Contextualized task management. It's really awesome. Alright, everyone needs a system to help them get things done. Having that system embedded directly in the context of your work without the need for any setup is a unique approach that other task managers can't offer. We're super excited to introduce contextualized task management in Capacities. The principle is simply create a task from anywhere, find it exactly where you need it, and use built-in views to execute on what matters. No setup required, it just works. Let us show you. So then you can watch the video, and they have it written down here too, so we are gonna skip the video. First, create tasks from anywhere. So you can literally create a task anywhere. You can also create any type of links and stuff like that, and new pages and new objects anywhere within your capacities. That's the awesomeness of linking, I'd say. Hey Kiki, how are you? Yeah, Kiki is here. I hope the audio is fine. Alright, because Kiki is now here. Hey AJ, I will explain to Kiki exactly what Capacities is. Capacities is a notes app that highly focuses on linking, and a lot of linking is automatically. And as I just said, you can link anything, anywhere to anything within Capacities, and it's awesome. You also only have to mention something, and it will be linked. You don't actually have to create those links. But I will show more if we go on, just going through the announcement about the task management that was implemented. It's really awesome. It's better than Notion. Notion is complicated, and you don't have to set up anything. Yes, Kiki's mind blown. Also, AJ said that's alright again too. Oh yeah, Kiki, how's your English? Cause I'm only talking English right now. Kiki is crash out from the day. I'm sorry. I hope you still can catch what I said. I can translate a little bit if you want. Like, willst du, dass ich ein bisschen übersetze, damit es ein bisschen einfacher für dich ist und hier und da mal? Okay. Kiki said it's fine, so I will continue talking in English. We shall stay with one language, but it could have been such a good opportunity to learn a little bit of German. Maybe at some other point I shall do it. Alright, let's continue. Create tasks from anywhere. As I said, you can create anything from anywhere to anything within Capacities, with anything else too. Liar, Notion is great, AJ says. No, Notion is complicated. You have to create everything, and it's like you have to jump through so many hoops to get the linking together. Nah. Kikilinchen says, Summer, the Belohnungen are deaktiviert. Was soll das? Yeah, meine Belohnungen. I'm not really sure if I even have that yet. I would have to work that out with Alice at some point. Or can I simply do that? Don't distract me, Kiki. I get distracted way too easily. Don't distract me. Or we're gonna sit tomorrow. Still here. We're gonna still sit here tomorrow. Alright, don't distract me. Calculation, you need to have something there, great. AJ, continue. Okay. Alright. Task can be added anywhere. How many times have I said that already? Inside your notes, through the comment palette, the mobile app, the sidebar, the raycast, a new lightweight model makes creating them quick. This is what it looks like. And you have different things like you write your title, add tomorrow, that would set the date down here, or you click this one and have a date. You can prioritize, you can add this like connection with something else that you want to do. If you create it from some outside, like if you're in, let's say you have a project and you're thinking of a task and you create that task within the project is automatically linked here. You don't have to do the extra step on linking. When creating a task, you can set 3 key details: where it belongs, the node project or object it should show up in, its priority, when you need to do it, a day, week, or a specific time. And I already said something like, because there is a bug within the day picking, I already said that to the feedback board and also suggested that like time frames should be allowed because that's something I've truly missed. Sometimes I have tasks that are longer, like for a whole week or something like that, where I don't have a specific day, but I have a week where I want to get it done. So I want to kind of replicate that within Capacities. Capacities organizes the task for you. From there, you will find it where you need it. Kiki said, I can understand a lot. This is so cool, OMG. Yes, I talk easy English, not this weird British English that you have to learn in school. I hate it. School English is really hard to understand. My English is mostly like American English because American English is really easy to understand compared to British English. Don't ask me why, but I had an easier time understanding American English compared to British English back then too. Now I'm just like, I just know, and I have a hard time translating because I just understand. It's kind of like a second mother tongue, even though it's not my mother tongue. It's kind of weirdly brain fuckery stuff, so, no. Okay, continue, Sandy. Don't get distracted. I get distracted way too often. Okay, group all tasks in your notes. And yes, we had a Kanban board a while ago, and that comes in handy right here too. It was a precursor to the task management, the Kanban board and the grouping and stuff like that they did earlier this year. Whenever you create a task in a node, a dedicated task tab collects them for you. That means if you have a really long node and you have 20, like you have to scroll through the whole thing and you have like here and there a few tasks in between, that tab collects it for you and you will see it. Serif views come out of the box so you can see your tasks in a way that's most useful. Again, no setup required. Truly, it's not. As long as you're like on the current version, it's just there. You can just use it. That's so awesome. No setup. No complicated setup like in Notion. No. No setup. No, I don't know Indian English, AJ. AJ suggested that I continue in Indian English, but you will have to do that. You watch a lot of Indian YouTubers that speak English, so you should be more comfortable and knowledgeable about it. Alright, this includes the Kanban view that lets you review all open tasks in context you're working in and see the next step in process. You have also a specified area where you see all tasks, not just specific within a project or something, but all tasks. We'll get there. Alright, see your tasks in the calendar. Capacities Central Calendar is a core part of the app. yes, that's something that I mentioned before, that you can use as a hub and create everything and anything out from it and work within it, so you don't have to click around. And tasks now appear there too, organized by when they are scheduled. You can view all tasks for today, see upcoming tasks for the week or month, quickly reschedule tasks that didn't get done. This turns the calendar into a simple place for daily planning without requiring configuration. So this is like a example from them. It also means you can see all the tasks done simply by going back in time in the calendar. Get a full overview when you need it from the task tab, which is right beneath the calendar and above the pin section. And there you can see everything. You have an inbox, you have a today, you have a scheduled, a status, like sorted by status, then sorted by context, and stuff that is still open and stuff that is completed, so you don't even have to create those queries. They are already created for you, so you can simply go there and work. Capacities comes with all the views you need, but of course you can create your custom task queries on top of it. Capacities provide, as I said, the inbox, all tasks without a schedule date, so if you're looking for a task and you're not sure if you have a date on it, that's where you can take a look. You can use this to schedule the tasks you created. You can also do the what's it called, GPT method, where you have an inbox, something that's scheduled and stuff like that. You can totally work with that inbox there. Okay, today are all tasks scheduled for today, grouped by status and ordered by priority. You can also see this in the calendar. Scheduled, all tasks that have been scheduled, grouped by their date property. Overdue tasks will be at the top for you to reschedule. Context, all tasks grouped by the objects they relate to. Open, all undone tasks ordered by their priority and status. Completed, a log of all tasks you marked as done, ordered by when you completed them, which is really nice. Philosophy. Tasks and capacities are simple and actionable. We intentionally designed it so you can do your best work, and capacities will help you with that. We call it contextualized task management. You can read more about it, why we build task management this way, in our blog post if you want it. We're not gonna do that, but check it out if you want to. Just go to capacities.io and then to the What's New section if you are interested. Or I think they also have a complete blog somewhere. Oh yeah, under more and then blog, you can read more. A roadmap for task management. The current version of task management is the version 1, so I can't wait to see how it continues to evolve. I'm very excited about that. We have ideas and plans to extend task management and capacities. You can read more about our ideas in our documentation. In general, if you want to know everything about task management and capacities, you can read our task management documentation. They have a documentation for everything, so if you are unsure about something within capacities, just check out their documentation. It's very explicit and in detail. And then they have additional releases, and that's 2 new themes for capacities, so we can actually play around with that too. Check that one out. They have a light dimmed, a softer take on the classic light theme with reduced contrast and gentler colors, perfect for long note-taking sessions when you want the light interface without the harsh brightness. And dark, our new default dark theme. It's noticeably darker and richer than the previous default, offering deeper blacks and a more modern immersive feel, especially great in low light environments. And the previous dark theme is dark dimmed, so if you preferred the previous dark theme, then you have to pick the dark dimmed version. So, and then they have new craft, but we're on task management today. Miss Pompadour. Task management. Okay, so let's see. We have the theme. So this is the really, really dark. And this is the really, really light one. Okay. Let's play around with the theme. And check out the light dim theme. That didn't do much. This is the dim version. So yeah, that doesn't do much. I'm blind. AJ. I'm blind. Okay, so the dim version, light dim version doesn't really do much. I mean, it has a slightly beige tint, but honestly, the difference is not that much. Okay, let's see. This is the new dark version, and this was the previous dark version. I have to admit that is a more intense difference, and I do prefer the old version compared to the new one, truth be told. Okay, so let's go back to light. I have a feeling that's easier to see. Dark, AJ. Darkity dark. Alright, let's go to task management. Task management is here, has an extra feature, and it was active right away. You can also hide the task management if you don't want to use it, but why wouldn't you? Right? Why wouldn't you? Let's customize it. You have these pre-made. Not started, next up, in progress, and done. And I will add the cancelled version. Cancelled. This seems right. Alright, we have a cancelled and we want that under the category done. Because sometimes appointments get cancelled. So we're cancelling. And then you have the open settings themselves. There you can decide what color you want. I think this is a pro version, but don't quote me on that. Hey, I can't change the color. Since when can I not change the color from this? So, alright, so we're not gonna change the color. It stays orange. Another bug that's not working. So let's see. This was another one that wasn't really working. Let's go with embedded. Yeah. This is also not really working. Nice. As I said, there are a few bugs. You can also do a template if you wanted to, like, where did it go? I wanted to do a template. Let me do my template. It didn't do a template. Okay, let's go back to that later on. And these are the settings that we were in just now. Okay, so we have that now. And as you can see, there's not much, like, this is the area where it would actually start showing up. But let's go to today and add a note. Then you can simply go by slash and then ts create task. You can do it like this. A new task has appeared. A new task has appeared. And it's due to add tomorrow. Let's check out the language. See? It does work nice. And it's automatically in here. What I meant with what's not working is, yeah, you can't really use this and this. So if you want a different month or different date, just enter it up here or use these back and forth buttons. They do work. And then simply picking it here. And you can also add a time if you wanted to or not, but you can't do a range like you could with the other times. Alright, and then you can, in this case it's context related to the date because I was creating it from our daily section. And you can add some context up here. This is a health-related issue. Not sure why, but it is. It is what it is. And the status is in progress. And then you can add some more context, like la 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 la. This is our context to this task. Not that it would make any sense, and if it does to you, please explain what I just wrote. I hope I didn't write anything terrible. AJ wrote it's never too dark. The dark theme is never too dark. Oh my god, I'm blind. But I want you to be able to fully see what I'm doing. And you can also add more tasks within the task section if you wanted to. So this is a new task. And this is not started. And the date is, let's put it on January 15th. And the priority is really, really high. Alright. So you have 1 is low, 2 is medium, and 3 is high. Just so you know. And if you wanted to, you could add another task within the task, of course. If you like a little bit of a matrushka. If you know, you know. Otherwise, Google matrushka. Matrushkas are really cool. These are really these small wooden puppets, and when you open it, there's another one of the same kind smaller in it, and then you open that one, and there's another smaller in it. Yeah, they're really fun, these matrushkas. So we have a matrushka now. I think this is how you write it, matrushka, or not. I don't know. I don't do Russian. Oh, so not started, and this date is December 26th. We're ignoring the fact that it is Christmas at that point, so yeah, that's it. It's a mess. It's an important task to the new task that is for later, and so on. Alright, so we have a new task appeared here, and the priority is for now. Hi. Again, you can change the view on this into an embed if you wanted to and see it here. And if you had more context, like so, let's do it like this. This is just a playground for me, this space, so it's not that bad. You have your task here, and you would see your new task that you have created within this context. So if you have a really long context here, like a really long, and you had to scroll, and somewhere down here, I can show you that too. So let's create another task, and this is something to see. Status, this one is apparently in progress. I started it today. And it's a low thing, and just something. Alright. You can also turn this into a small card if you wanted to, like change view, like now you see it in a small card. But the moment you go to task, you see there one after another, so you have it easy. You can change the status here, date, priority, all of it, or you could also say it's done. Or you could go in this one and say, wait, let's scroll off. It's cancelled. So, and that would also transpire to here. So that's really nice to have. You have your context, and you can simply create your new task, and then you have a collection where you can see it. So I will undo this for now and put it back into progress and now start it. So this is how it is. This new task that we just created in here, we could also turn this into a block with an embed and also see everything that we wanted. But you don't have the tabs here. If you do an embed, you will have to go within this to have this task tab. Alright. Then you have another area where you can see your tasks, and that is here. You can also create new tasks from here. There's a picture. What am I? AJ, it's just confusing because you did not see the big picture. There's a picture. Kikilin. What picture? I'm confused. Alright, okay, let's start. The last thing I said was AJ Design said it's never too dark compared to the dark theme. Kikilinshin said, I'm so confused, this program is really confusing. How is this confusing? This is less confusing than Notion. Kikilinshin, I just got messes. Messes? Messes? I'm not sure what she wants to say with that. AJ, it's just confusing because you did not see the big picture. There's a big picture. Yes! The linking! All the linking you're doing without actually doing the linking, which is awesome. It's the biggest picture ever. AJ, Kiki does not know Notion. Oh, so, okay. That's good, I guess. Yeah, because Notion in my mind is more complicated than Capacities. AJ. And she means MC McDonald's. Ah, Mac's. Okay, McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's had a farm. Wasn't it like that? Da 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 had a farm. Da 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 da. Okay. I hope I didn't get a strike for something like that. But what are you getting, or what did you get, Kiki, from McDonald's? Chicken McNuggets? Pop pommes? Alright, so you can create tasks here. So let's go with task 1 and simply add tasks. It would be in here. You can also set a date. No, wait, we can't set a date. If we set a date, then it is not in the inbox anymore. Cancel. Okay, wait. We have to take out the date again. Wait. Okay, remove. So it wanders. It goes back to the inbox. There you see. It's back in the inbox. It is not started and it has a medium thing. So you can actually simply going down this road and collect your tasks. So, and once you have collected all your tasks, you can go by what is important and what not. If you know where it goes, then you can simply go like, something is for tomorrow or something. That's also where you can see future tasks, like the Matrushka that I did and the new task. A new task has appeared in task 1, which were scheduled already. You can sort it by status. You can also drag and drop them, of course. Of course you can, which is cool. And yeah, collect. This is already cancelled. Oh yeah, this task, I already did that, so it's fine. We're gonna pick it there. So you can actually move them around as you go and however you want it. Then you can also put it into context if you wanted to, and let's do that. With some of the others, like something to see. This is for a task has appeared, but you can also collect like motivation has left the party. This is related to, and the date is January 2nd. Let's go with that. So you have really easy access to it because it's right here on the side. And you can also see the task within your daily note or your daily section. So you can see if I go to tomorrow, I can actually see the tasks that are to be done tomorrow and what they're about. You can see your tags, whether it's in progress or not, if it's coming up, your priority. And if I were to go to December 26th, you can see the matryoshka that I made. You know, like, the only sad thing is that I can't see it on this side, which would have been even cooler. Or like the option to have task right above the daily note, actually. Because the moment you create a really long daily note, your tasks wander like downwards, and I prefer they be up there. And you can also use this button up there. Button usage. Yay! So you can actually do that too. These buttons always come up the moment you have a date property within your object. Task actually is an object itself, so we have a date object or property within the object. That's why we have a button up here and can actually create stuff with it. And there's also a shortcut like that I could do, but I'm not really sure how to get there. Kiki Legion said, wait, I missed something. AJ said, now we have 3 languages, German, English, and Kiki. Kiki, the thing that are made out of chicken and paneer. So, chicken McNuggets, yes. Unless you have a chicken burger. Kiki Legion. That's so true. Regarding the, what AJ said regarding the 3 languages. Okay, so as I said, this is a playground. Let's show you what it looks like within my own personal usage that I'm doing. I have been playing around today because I was exceedingly bored at work, I admit. Because there wasn't much to do. Alright, I have my plan. So how I did it before was I have a object that is called plans, or was called like that, and I archived it. So it's not really in usage anymore. I converted everything within my plans that wasn't already achieved or done into tasks. Which I'm not sure if I want to though. But anyways, there are a few questions that I want to solve maybe now. Kiki says she hates burger. Why do you hate burgers? I mean, not that McDonald's is satisfying in the long run. I mean, you eat it and after an hour you're already hungry again, even though you have gained about 5 kilos. But chicken McNuggets is the only thing, and pommes maybe, that you can eat at McDonald's. So, don't eat anything else. Only chicken McNuggets and the pommes. Anyways, this is how I had it before. I had plans where I would write down tasks and stuff like that. So, let's show you all the plans and actually take out the sorting. So, within the tasks, I had different properties. Resets is regarding my cycling planning that I actually incorporated within my bullet journal. And I had a created and last updated. For some reason I was interested in when I did what. And whether it was done or not, this is the portion that I was always sorting and doing my queries about, whether it's done or not, because if it's done I don't need to see it. And then the date, as you can see, there is a range that I can do within this object type, and I hope it comes to the task too, because it's easier to do. So that's also a reason why I might continue using it even though I archived it today. But it's really easy to undo. Just a few clicks. So, and then I had a event, task, holiday, and I would differentiate between those. I might still continue using it for the event and holiday stuff, because of the range thing. So yeah, let's take this out of the archivement because that makes no sense. I still need it. So go to object settings and change the color. It was, I think, green before. I think. I don't know. Let's take away the archived part, and then you simply grab that thing and move it wherever you want it. I had it right at the top, and it wasn't green, it was orange. So let's change the color again. It was in orange, like this one, I think. Let's take the lighter one. Because I have that color coded, of course I have it color coded. Everything that's naturally within Capacities is all gray. Everything that I made is not. It's colored like a rainbow. I hope it's visible that it's supposed to be a rainbow. Alright, we have the plans, and within the plans I will continue to write down when I have my holidays, like my break from work. So, where is that anyways? I have a break coming up, like... Okay, let's put in the sorting too. Filter, and we want done is not selected. We don't want to see anything else. Alright, let's add a new one. And that is my winter New Year's break. That is a holiday, not really a holiday, but, and that is work related. The dates are a range, so, oh wait, it's all day. And it starts on December 29th, and it goes until January 2nd. That's my break from work. And that's when it was created and anything else. And during that winter break, however, I am visiting my friends, so let's create that within it. Simply because we want to start the task stuff in there too, so. And to show you that it will be linked to this winter New Year's break in terms of the linking. Alright, so as I said, I am visiting my friend. So because that is a range and an event, I will be using the plan stuff. So add plans, create plan. Yes, I'm visiting my friend, AJ Design. She's in the chat, yay! Applause, applause. Alright, so, and that, as I said, is an event. And that is free time. But I could also do, oh no, I don't have friends. Wow, I don't have friends here? Wow. That is weird. Why don't I have a friend stuff there? Okay. We are creating it. Friend. Can I do multiple, or did I have only one? No, I think I need to change that. Maybe I need to multiple. Yes, apply changes. Alright, now we can do multiple in this area. Wait, let's add an S there too, friends. Alright, and the date is, I think I'm going on the 31st, and I'm leaving maybe on the 2nd. So, I'm not sure if I'm gonna, or maybe on the 30th. AJ, yay! AJ, when should I arrive at your place? The 30th or the 31st? I don't want to walk around when they're already, no, I'm gonna come on the 30th. You're not gonna get rid of me before that, or later than that. So I'm arriving on the 30th. So now we have that. For that visit, I do actually need some tasks to be done. So let's create those tasks. Create a task, and we want to buy tickets, which I really should be doing, which I haven't done yet. Yes, I know that you have to work on the 30th and on the 2nd, I know. And that is not started, but the priority is pretty high actually, and I should be getting it done by the 15th. So I'm gonna write it down for the 15th and get those tickets. Alright, now buy tickets is here, and we're gonna add it, turn into block, and then we have automatically a card because I actually did the settings like that. And yes, you can change the settings depending on which space you are in. So my settings for this one, for the task management, actually is different. It's a small card. I could do embedded or white card, but the small card is more than enough. And I do have a template with subtasks and other information if I needed to. And yeah, so we have buy tickets. I need to buy tickets. Alright, so what else do I need to do? I do actually need to pack my stuff, so okay, well, let's do it like so. What else do we need to do, guys? Oh yeah, pack the money. But that would probably be a subtask to the pack stuff. So we can actually just drag and drop it down here, so it should actually be status. Let's start it. Date, pack stuff is the 29th of December, and currently it's a low priority. As you can see, it's linked to visit AJ. If I go back, I can also link it to New Year's winter break, and if we go back there, you can see pack stuff is down here, and also AJ is visiting. AJ is also here. Yeah, could I actually not have that one there? No, turn it off. No, I don't want it. I just okay, turn it into block. Now it's good. So we have those, and if we unlock this, we can see the rest of it, and can also like edit this into a stuff like this. So once it's done, you can actually simply just click it off and be done with it. Oh, AJ said, AJ, right? Okay, what? Kiki, okay. I'm doing math right now. Again? You're always doing math during a stream. Always. Just how big is math in your education at this point? Right now, and listening to someone who's speaking research by my math and English skills. Yes. Should I correct your English so that you learn it the correct way? AJ, multitasking. AJ, watering plants before leaving. Yes, of course I have to do that. I have to water my plants. And AJ, stop shopping before traveling. Yes. So you want to go shopping with me? Okay, so we have that. And when I go back to the calendar, we have those things here. As you can see, there's a stream December 12th for today, and other things in here. If we go to the 29th, we see that we have a plan like winter break, but we don't see the to-do. Like, we don't see that. And we see our plans that we have starting the 30th. And it continues throughout the whole day, like the whole section. If you have a span, it will continue throughout. Alright, let's go back to today. So for me, because I have my plan up here, but this stuff is also on this side, so I actually took this out of my daily section and put instead this one in. As I said, it is down here if you needed the task section. It does show up downwards if you have something for today. But I like it on the top, so I created this one. It's a simple query. I'll show you what I did. I simply choose to return all tasks filtered by the date is today, and the priority is sorted descending. So the highest priority is on top and the lowest at the bottom. It's a really simple, easy query, not really much. Not really complicated. So, AJ, Kiki can't even write in German every correct. There was the finger too long, AJ. Kiki. I love math, I'm sorry. Nah, my English is perfect. Perfect is written with a C, not with a K. AJ corrected it. Yeah, as long as you understand most of the stuff, it's probably alright if the writing is not correct, unless you want to be an author like David and want to write everything in English, or you're like crazy like me and write everything in English just for fun. AJ, I could not resist. Kiki, cry. So now I couldn't resist. I corrected AJ. AJ, continue. Kiki. Nah, I'm not so crazy like David. I think for David it's still okay because he just likes writing books and he writes them in English. I find myself more crazy because everything I do within Capacities or in my bullet journal I could do in German, but I do it in English instead. I think that's more crazy. If someone like does the daily stuff in English in their second language. But it's really a good way of continuing to use the language because you forget everything that you're not using. That's why you forget everything that you've learned in school once you're out of it or once you're done with the topic. Because you stop using it. And if you stop using it, you're gonna forget it. That's why I don't know anything about math anymore. AJ, he don't just write in English, he writes in Old Victorian English. Oh yes, that's even more complicated. I don't even know how to write in it. Victorian English. Well, he is in literature major, so he actually learns the stuff, and for him writing within it, like within that language area of the language, it's actually for him it's practice. So Kiki Legion, holy fucking airball. Yeah, but he needs to like practice, and what better way to practice in a way than you can actually make money with it too. By the way, for everyone that wants to know, there is a book called The Games We Used to Play. Check it out, it's on Amazon. It's also in German. By David Jonas. I probably mangling that name. I always mangle that name. David Sharon is actually more easy to say. Okay, AJ. me when I read his book. Not sure if the word is wrong or Victorian English. It's 2 books in the end of the month. Really? He's coming out with another one? Oh my god, we're getting a spoiler here. Kiki, sometimes I call with my friend from London. Oh yeah, that reminds me of the time when I was visiting in London and I couldn't understand them because I wasn't as good in English as I am right now, and I hadn't really been exposed to British English that much. As I said, I learned more from American English because I could understand it more easily than British English, and I couldn't really understand the people. That was just, what the hell? I thought my English has gotten better, but apparently not. And every time I asked them to repeat it, I couldn't understand them. And after the third time, I felt stupid, so I kind of smiled and, yeah, okay, nice. I didn't understand you, but yeah, I think it's okay. And then I was really happy because I got off on the right station, yes, but I went out the wrong exit, and I wanted to go to the new Oxford Street, and I was on the Oxford Street. And I was just about to grab my card, like map, and a really nice Afro-American person came towards me, a man, and asked me where I wanted to go, and I told him New Oxford Street. And he told me, and I was like, oh my god, I understood a person. I understood a person. Oh my god. I was so freaking happy in that moment that I was really easily able to understand that man. And I was so happy. I was so happy. Really happy. And yes, I found the new Oxford Street and I did buy those 2 books that I wanted to buy. Or the second book that I wanted to buy because I bought one prior today. And then I went back to buy the second book, and that was House of Nights by P.C. Cast and Kirsten Cast. So can only recommend those books. They're really easy when reading them and really nice about vampires and all the good stuff. Okay, so AJ wrote, yes, a short one. AJ, can you tame a wild desire? An academic fiction novelette. Cool. So that's the title. Can you tame a wild desire? Is this about... I'm interested, so I will have to read it once it's out. And then academic fiction novelette. AJ is the next one. It will be published on December 31st. Oscar Wilde x Bram Stoker. Yes, I was about to ask about Oscar Wilde. David loves Oscar Wilde. Everything Oscar Wilde, he loves it. I'm not really sure where Bram Stoker is. Wasn't this some sort of acquaintance from Oscar Wilde? Or something like that? I don't know. I think I heard that name before from him. And yes, I am aware that I have gotten quite sidetracked. As I said, don't distract me. It's easy to do. That makes me wonder, how the fuck did I get through school without being distracted all the time? Bram Stoker is from Dracula, AJ says. Dracula. Which Dracula? There are many things Dracula related. Probably the original one is my guess. Yes, okay. AJ just confirmed that the original. I'm not sure if I ever read that. Truly not sure. Alright, let's go back to topic. We still have half an hour until my washing machine is done. And then I have to go off to hang my clothes. Because I wasn't sure if I'm going to be able to, do it tomorrow. So I wanted to be sure. Okay, so as you can see, you can really see the plans for today. Even if I go to the 13th and I open the today section, as I did today, as I did here, you're still gonna see the stuff that is due to today. And that is because I don't have a variable. You can somehow not put in a variable as I did with the other one, because with my plan, when we go to the query, I put in is a variable. This is the variable, date of daily note. That is the variable that you can put in with the other one, like with this one. Maybe I have to put the query back in. But as I said, I can see it on this side, so I'm not really sure if I really do. But I can always revisit this and put it back in if I wanted to. This is not lost. But for some reason I can't do this with the task one. You can only put in a specific date in 1 month and so on, as you could prior to the variable stuff. Not really sure why we don't have the variables here, but I hope they are coming in here too at some point. And as they said, this is the first version. When it came to the queries, the variables that we can do here wasn't within the first version. The first version looked very similar to the task one regarding the queries. So yeah, that's why I'm really interested to see how it continues and evolves from what it is now to what it's going to be in the future. They do have a roadmap and a preview cursor, but I don't want to spoil myself too much in this regard. And I also wait for their post where they're going about what they want to achieve or want to do within the next quarter or two or next year. That's probably coming up towards the end of the month, starting next month. And then we're gonna get another overview there. But as you can also see, I did do a lot of stuff from my daily section here. You can enter a new task up here if there is something that you want to do, like hang up clothes, add task, and it doesn't automatically enter the date. That's interesting to know. I thought it would actually enter the date right away from this section on. So that way it doesn't. Okay, let's go to the inbox. Hang up close. That is for today. And it went away. Ah, there it is. And let's go with medium. Status, next up. This is not visible on the sidebar. We already checked that, so this one is done. Yeah, you can also show backlinks if you wanted to, where they are linked. As I said, Capacites is really, really hardcore when it comes to backlinking everything, and you don't actually have to go out of your way to create them as you would in Notion, unless you have found a way to do it. And you don't have to build the structure, they already built it for you. But on the other hand, Notion is very customizable in terms of layout and all those kinds of things. You can do that too if you want to. Like, you could put in all sorts of colorful blocks in here if you wanted to, but that would be distracting. I have that with my resets, I think. I have those. If I go with... No, wait, not with my resets. Then it was with my goals. If I go to my goals, I have those blocks where I can actually put stuff in and then turn into block. And this is a task, and it should be at the top. And if I go to this tab, I will see all the tasks that I have in here, and anything that I want to do will be ending up as a task here and here, so that I actually can view them in my task sidebar here, depending on when it is due. Pack money. Yeah, we should actually put a date onto it. That was not my plan. This is not started. And pack should be here. So we have those cool things going now. And as you can see, this is also something, this will be shown within this one tomorrow when the day comes. And that is regarding my birthday party that I have tomorrow. Sadly, AJ doesn't have time and can't come, which is really, really sad. Maybe next year, when she doesn't have to go to her family for Christmas. Maybe she can come to my birthday next year. What do you say, AJ? You think you're gonna make that next year? Is AJ even still online? I'm not really sure if she is. Okay, so next year. You're coming next year. Yay! That's cool. Alright, so we're actually through with the reset stuff, with the tests. So let's see what other things came this time around. Other things they implemented are all the ways you can actually insert quotes, like Readwise and direct from Kindle, Raycast. As you can see, Readwise is deactivated for me because I didn't want to pay for it. The Kindle doesn't really work. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong with this one, but it always ends up looking like, let's see where I have that, like this. Always ends up looking like this instead of the quotes how it should be actually looking like. So this is kind of sad. So that doesn't really work. But I do have quotes. What does work is the highlight function that I have going on, the web highlighter. But I'm not on the pro plan there, so I'm not really sure what I actually can use, which is an extension. But the web highlights is also a really interesting part. It's the little icon that always jumps up whenever I actually... Wait, where did it go? Let's go. Whenever I kind of highlight something, this marker comes up and I can make a highlight which will be added here. And I actually had a few highlights that I did for Adopt a Vampire, which is written by AJ Sherwood, and I did actually transfer those highlights into Capacites via the 3 dots, and then you can... Okay, so I would have to upgrade for this sharing button. Wait. But I can export to Capacites through here. But I'm not really sure if there are certain things shown if I were to click it right now, so I'm not gonna do that. But you can actually use these highlights to export to Capacites. AJ, you could also use the highlights function, this web highlight thing, and export it directly into Notion. And whenever you are like doing something, you highlight it and you can see it in your highlights, and then export it into your Capacities or your Notion, however you wish. And I have those quotes up here. These are all the quotes that I marked down for Adopt a Vampire. As you can see, it's synced from web highlights. I did try Readwise, which is this one. It's also Adopt a Vampire. I probably have to merge them at some point. And then we have a Dragon's Aid, Charmed Away, Temp Agency. I am reading those right now too. And so yeah, there are different ways how you can get your book highlights, quotes from Kindle onto or into Capacities. I really like this one from the Vampires Club. You cure cancer and something worse will happen. Humans might overrun the planet more than they already are. You cure world hunger and you cause thousands of other species to die. You bring peace, but what you've already done is taking away free will. Big things like that have big consequences that no one can see all of, and often the cure is worse than the disease. And then there's a what, whatever reason that is a what. So yeah, that's one of the quotes. This Vampires Club is written by Exartare or Rythrain. AJ says she doesn't collect quotes. It's not just about collecting quotes, it's also like clipping web pages or something interesting that you've seen. Anything that has inspired you, like inspiration, for your own stories, for your drawings, stuff like that you could collect in Notion. Stuff like that. So, yeah, this is something new that has come in too. So let's go back to here. And yeah, all right. So for me, I would say this was it for today. AJ says the stuff for the stories I collect in the story. Ah, all right, yeah. With Wonder Pen, you mean? You put it straight in there. AJ says, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Alright, guys. So this was it for me today. And if you are interested in... What are you gonna do, AJ? Are you playing the game again? She's currently playing a really weird game. AJ says, may I say it was the best sound. Yay! I had to change the mic though, like within OBS. I had to change it because the other one wasn't good either. So yeah, I hoped it was good. So thanks. I hope it stays that way for the next one, but we will see. Oh yeah, so we're gonna continue watching a movie version of the game, and it is said to have like 2 characters from there that David is completely fanning about and really into, like that they get together. And then she says she needs to hang up her clothes too. I still have a little bit time before my washing machine is done, by the way. I have another about 20 minutes before I have to do that. But yeah, so if you want, check in with AJ Design. You can find her linked on my page if you want to. And I'll see you all again next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. It's the 19th, not the 26th. I was a week far ahead, which is cool. I take 3 days and I have 1.5 weeks off, so which is nice. Okay, AJ says nice stream. See you next time, and I see you guys all next time again. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but I'll see you next week. And I hope you have a nice weekend and a good week next week. Bye!